evening, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you are. I see there's something wrong with this sound again. Let me just double check that while we're starting. Yeah, Streamlabs have lost all my sound settings again. Let's get everything back in place. Now it should sound.
Your audio is very quiet.
Okay, try now, Mac. I had to set it again. So go check the audio again.
Bit more.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm on 100% there. And I'm pulling my mic. It's full kettles open now. It should be loud.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay.
Alright. Okay, if anybody has a problem with that, let us know. Because I can't hear myself. Thank you, Mac. Okay. Righto. So, a couple of things we need to get into. Hello, Tom. First of all, this is now fix 32H, and Zebo still has not released the final release. I'm not sure, Zebo, if you're watching and what the plan is. You're welcome to enlighten us. We've got the latest sync up with the OPT. So when we talk about the OPT now, and I show you this one, it is now the same as this one. Right, so it's the same thing now. Alright, so they've completely been synced up, and Zebo has given us the option here at the top to select between full and ATM. Alright, so Turbinator, welcome. And we're gonna run through it. I haven't done much in the setup phase because I wanted to do it with you guys, and I wanted to see how it would pan out and all. The trim looks far out, and I think the main reason for that is there's no payload, no fuel, nothing in this aircraft yet. It's just what it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to run that, and we'll compare the two just for the heck of it. We know it's looking at the same database, it's using the same calculations, so there shouldn't be any discrepancy between these two. But you never know, yeah? Let's just take it slow and easy.
Flat one there though, Nika.
I know, because I said optimum. I wanted an optimum configuration, Mac. So okay. That's what it calculated. We can play with figures when we get there. Okay. The main thing for me was to get in there and to just see that the two match up, which it did. So
where are we flying?
Dallas. We are going to fly down to Corpus Christi.
Okay.
In Texas. Right. So ATM. For those of you that don't know, according to ChatGPT, it stands for absolute takeoff mass. All right, so that's the ATM abbreviation over there. I had to go look it up. I didn't know what it was. Hello, Scotsman. Good evening. All right, I
thought it was different to that, Nika.
You're welcome to argue with ChatGPT. I'm just saying what it said. If you've got a better explanation for what ATM is, I don't know. I just quickly looked it up because it's bugging me. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Actual takeoff mass. It says actual takeoff mass.
No, it's nothing to do with mass. It's
because it's telling me a hell of a lot of stories here.
Temperature. It's something, temperature, something.
Go find out, Mac, and come tell us. I know you can do that. All right. Cookad, yeah, a lot of people are like that. We're going to get into it. We're going to show everybody. I see a lot of people have left the stream already. I don't know what the hell that's about. But anyway, stay for 30 seconds and then run away is weird, man. So, anyway, that is ChatGPT, and I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm just saying. It could be completely wrong. How must I know? We'll find out. All right, okay, so, like I said, we are going to fly from from Dallas to Corpus Christi, and I've got a couple of things to show you. All right, so I think while we are here, let's actually just dive into this thing, because this is what everybody's waiting for, right? So let's quickly have a look here and let's get some information on the screen here. All right, so Hello, John. You're going to have to get to this stage on the FMC before the calculations can happen. All right. So you're going to have to get your origin and destination set and basically executed. All right. Once that is in place, the actual airport will display over there, and then it's up to you to find the correct runway. All right. So we're just going to cycle through them until we get 13 right, which is what we are bargaining on. Okay, then it's a simple question of just getting the meter, just running through the numbers, making sure you've got the wind, the temperature, the barometer setting, and then in your OFP you're obviously going to look at your takeoff weight. So let me just bring that on the screen quickly as well.
ATM, assumed temperature method.
There we go. Okay, that is actually brilliant because that exactly says what it is, Mac. Thank you so much. So ChatGPT is asleep tonight. Sorry, ChatGPT. Thank you, Mac. I really appreciate that. Assumed temperature, because that's exactly what it's all about, is your assumed temperature. Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, and full is full thrust.
Exactly.
As in,
yeah.
but I believe you can still select the output for 1 and 2, can't you?
Well, then it's not full. You see, full is full 26K. The other ones are derated.
I think it's full depending on the engine you've got in there, yes.
Yeah, and the runways and the performance. Yeah, there's a lot of parameters. But anyway, we're going to stick to the basics then. Anyway, so if you... I'm just bringing up the SimBrief OFP here on screen quickly. Mac, you won't see it, but I'm showing the guys here just quickly if I can just get my display showing.
Go to where I've got you streaming.
Yeah, have a look there. Tell me when you see it. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is just the SimBrief OFP, obviously. All right, and it's in the default format. So all we're going to do is we're going to scroll down till we get here to the takeoff weight. That's what we want. So it's 64.2, and that is exactly what we put in there. That's our takeoff weight. All right, and then what we're then going to do is we're going to leave it at optimum. Your ATM is max. We're not going to derate nothing there. We're going to do the flaps optimum. The system needs to calculate it for us, and the air conditioner will obviously be on. Okay, so then we're going to click calculate. It takes us to this screen, and here you can see then it says the optimum flaps for this runway is going to be 13 right. So our runway, there's our takeoff gross weight. There it says that we're going to use 22K. All right, so we need to make sure that we set it to 22K. And there's our SL. This is the assumed temperature. So if that A is assumed, then this is the assumed temperature. That's exactly what it is. All right. All right, and then we've got the V1 rotate, V2 and your VREF. The trim, as far as I can see, is out by far because there's nothing loaded in this aircraft. No payload, no fuel, nothing. It's just empty. All right, we just got into it. We didn't do anything. That will change in time as it obviously loads it. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, now there is your selector for ATM. If we go to full, there you get a different thing. There you see SEL is no longer applicable. We're going to do the 22K. I'm not sure that's correct. If this is full, shouldn't that be 26K? That's a question.
That's what, yes, that probably should be.
That should be 26K full kettles.
Make a note of that to tell him.
Yeah.
Could snap of that, can you, Nico?
Yeah. Let's take a snapshot.
And the other, yeah, the two, yeah.
Just pop it here in the room.
That was something that somebody else pointed out a few days ago, but I thought it was corrected. It's corrected. Can you do the pop-out version as well? See if that was fixed.
Yeah, let's see what that one says. So, OPT. Right, let's look at the OPT. So here at ATM, it says 22. We click on full. It still says 22K. Where's Yeri when we need it? We're going to have to ask Yeri. Yeri and Zebo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably... He did fix it, I'm sure. Sorry, Yuri did, but obviously Zebo hasn't.
Well, also in Yuri's output here, it still says 22K.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no. Okay, we'll query this one. Because that just doesn't look right. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know.
In our development channel, you'll see that was already reported and corrected.
Well, then I do not have the correct version. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I downloaded the latest version just now.
I didn't want to mention names who pointed it out.
No, of course. But yeah, we shall investigate further. I can see all the markings and the scribblings and everything. I can see what's pointed. Yeah, okay. All right. So that's a known thing. That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, Jacob, you just want the copy of this thing, eh? Yes, that changelog is specific to 32, fix 32, not 32H. It's the culmination of 32. So it's everything that's happened in 32 behind the scenes. Right, we're just on H now. It's the latest one. So the very last line in the changelog is specific to the 32H, and that's where Zebo included the full versus ATM switch here. You see? Okay, so let's go back. Let's play a little bit more. Let's just go there to 26K. So there's 26K. When we say optimum, let's calculate. Let's see what it says now. So now it says flaps 5. There's 88.2. There's a SL temperature. That is so high. That's almost insignificant. I don't know why they even go up there. Okay, there you go. There's 26K. You see now it differs. 26K. The reason that will fall is exactly because of the assumed temperature. Now that is full 26K. See, and then there's no SL temperature. If you put in 31 there, it will probably be 98.0. You know, so that's close to full kettles. But you see, there is definitely a difference. Now let's go back. Let's go force flaps 5. See what it does then. 88.2, still the same. Anyway, okay. Is what it is.
Well, Zebo can watch this and see all the things you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to leave that to optimum there, 5 there, then recalculate. We'll use this for takeoff. All right, there's a much better realistic value. All right, so that's a 22K. We're doing the ATM, so it's a derated. Then we're doing 44. Otherwise, we do. See, but there it still says 22K. All right, this is interesting. All right, we're going to do this one. We'll leave it at that. We're going to do that one.
Is it a particularly long runway, is it, this one?
8,800 foot, 2,682. So it's not that long, but it's also not that short.
No, it's not.
It's reasonable. It's reasonable. Okay, good. So in terms of Zibomod, if you came to just find out what the changes are and what we're toying with, that's it. So nothing more I can show you. You all know Linda's AI. You all know we've got other toys we're going to play with. And No, you don't have to use the performance calculator, Jacob. The performance calculator there is just for added realism, and if you really want to go and simulate all that. But if you just an ordinary flight simulator, you leave it at full 26k thrust and you go, it will take off from any runway longer than 1,600 foot, or 1,600 meters, I beg your pardon. So that's just Boeing, it will do it. But you know, in the real world, and if you want to simulate it, you've got to worry about obstacle clearance, all kinds of other things, you know, runway lengths and slopes and nonsense. But anyway,
it's all about reducing engine wear.
yeah, cost savings. So anyway, let me show you guys something else now. Like I said, for those of you that came to find out what's new on the Zibomod, that's it. You can go now. Thank you very much. Have a blessed rest of your day. If you want to stick around and see some more toys, hang tight, it's coming. All right. So, Mac, again, you'll have to watch this on YouTube. Sorry, just keep your volume low.
That's fine. Yeah.
Let me explain why, Mac. Because of my situation with all my many different screens on my flight simulator here, what I found is once I set that thing in place, I can't touch it again because then it goes totally bonkers haywire. Okay, bye, Scotsman. I bet you're just joking, but anyway. So what I've done is I found the sweet spot on one of the screens where it works, where it's the right size, and where I can just leave it and forget about it. It's hidden behind all my other screens. I don't see it on my screen actually, except for watching the broadcasting software. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, this is, yeah, I know, Scotsman. This is flight deck 1 for the Apple iPad. All right, so let me first of all say, between me, McTrying, Uncle John, and Michele, the developer of this software, we managed to get myself a actual iPad. So now I can show you guys how it works, and I'm busy learning it, so I don't know everything yet, but it's interesting. I've in fact helped him solve a couple of bugs, and I've found one more bug, and then one more feature I want him to add. So we'll talk to him when he's available again. But this is so cool. I mean, this is the actual tablet that's built in there now. So I can go and change. Let me just see if I can put the mouse somewhere there. I can't put the mouse there. Yes, Scotsman. So now I'm not struggling with it anymore. I got this new one and it's really nice. But anyway, this is the controls for the actual EFB in the Zebo. So if you see at the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little blue icon. And when I press on that, it hides it or it brings it up. Over here, I can then set the the lights. So if we actually go to, where's that, ground lighting, you see these ones, I can now set them from here just by pressing the button on the iPad, see, and it will actually then change it in the background. I sat in the back there and I was playing the other day, and it goes from green to purple to all kinds of nice colors. It's flipping cool, eh? Yeah. Then what we can do is we can also operate the GPU. I don't want to press that button. We can operate the chocks and the air stairs. You see the brown buttons there. And we can operate everything here just from the iPad. Then we've got the HUD. We can actually drop the HUD. That I can show you. See, there's your HUD. See.
That's not showing on the YouTube.
Oh, I'm hiding it, that's why. Sorry, I'm hiding it. It's my way of showing it, sorry. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry, Mac. Thank you for that. All right, then coming back here, we can go to airside services. We can go to the payload. So while we are, you know what? Sorry, guys. Let me just do that again. There's your payload. There's your airside services, and we might as well start loading it now that we are here. Just get them going. Right, there's the stairs coming and all. Alright, so Obviously, if you use airside services, you don't need to unless you really want to play all the little jingles and things that goes in there, start and end the flight leg. All of these things have basically been automated by airside services. Okay, so it's nice to have here. You can add commands. There's 2 openings there. What I want him to do is I want him to now teach me how to just add one thing in there, because the one thing that's not in there, which I continuously use, is the ASU. I want the button for the ASU. So I'm thinking of moving the HUD down to the bottom maybe, or to the top, you know, where those 2 openings are, one of them. And then right there where the HUD is currently, would like to put the ASU, so that, you know, we can actually just run it off here as well, because I continuously use it. All right, and then obviously there's your EFIS, there's your MCP. You've got both of the FMCs here, and if you scroll down, there's your radios, there's your MMR, ADF, your actual weather panel, and then your transponder, you know. So it's really cool. The one thing that is broken here, that still needs a fix. We discussed it, me and Michele, so I know he knows about it, but I'll follow up with him, is if you change the altimeter, let me just get my finger on it. You see that the number is now declining. The number is going down because I'm wiggling my finger there. All right. What he did was he made a shortcut. So if you just click on the MCP, you're supposed to put 35,000 and set. Okay. Now what I found is you can see it's done in the app, but it's not actually doing it on the MCP for some reason. You see, and then
right.
Yeah, that is a big bug, because it's a bug. Okay? So you'll have to fix that.
Yeah.
The same goes for the course values and the heading values. You can just tap on it, and you're supposed to be able to set it, but I don't see that it actually sets it. It just doesn't. So that's something he needs to fix for us. And but this is amazing. I mean, over here we've got all the, you know, little switches for the seat belts and for all the lights and for, you know, those kind of things. So it helps when you need space, that you can just take it away, you know. Now you can see more, and then obviously you can then make your display bigger or smaller, you know, depending on the situation of the flight where you are in. You know, you can walk away, you know, go get coffee with the tablet in your hand if you want to. You can run your aircraft from here.
You're going to show them how you alter the using the radial turn buttons on the MCP.
I suppose I can do that. Let's get there.
Because that's one of the features that people might want this product for.
Yeah. Let's go to the MCP. Okay. So if you click, let me just get my pen out. It's easier than with a finger. Just fire it up. I hope this is what you're referring to, Mac. So if you have a situation, just lock this panel. If you have a situation like that, button consists of two buttons really. There's the inner. Why is it off now? See where I'm clicking? It's not. I've never seen this. Is this thing locked? Yeah. If you see now, the alignment's completely off, Mac. If you move the inside, it becomes green. You can set the color. See, now that's the one thing. And then if you go click in the middle and you move out, it becomes a different color, and then you can move it left and right, and it will actually change the second knob for you. But it's strange that it's so off center. Mac, what else you want?
Now, once you're pressing it, you've got to rotate it so it shows it changing as if you were turning the button.
Yeah, there you go. It's changing. You see? See?
That's one of the main features, is you can control all this without having to use your mouse on the screen.
You just touch it with your finger. I've got the Apple Pen, so I don't mind using it that way. But this alignment thing, I've never seen this alignment to be out this far. Wow. There was an update yesterday, after we worked on it a bit and we discussed the issues. So I'm thinking I must just mention it to him. There could have been a little bug creeping in there. Scotsman, if you have enough iPads, you can build your own cockpit. And the nice thing about this is now it's always working with touch, so there's no mouse involved. You can physically actually touch the thing, to do and force it to do what you want it to do. So I'm loving it. It's really nice, Let's see how far this thing is in loading. Jacob, this is a program for the iPad called Flight Deck 1 that I'm showing everybody. So it runs on iPad, iOS, and it gives me the ability to basically run the whole cockpit from here. It's about the flight deck. So I've got the whole MCP here, I've got the EFIS here, we've got all the lights at the bottom. And then depending on the situation of the flight, in which stage you are, you can then hide certain things. And then obviously we've got all the radios and the MMR and ADFs, weather, transponder, everything in here as well. So you can use your fingers or the Apple Pen to actually set everything, and
we've actually been given free licenses away in a few of the past streams.
Yes.
I don't know if you got the link for the website, Andy, Nico.
It's in the description below the video. There is a link there.
Okay, there you go, gents. It's below the video.
Yeah, so just click there on show more or whatever, and you can get in there. You see, because now, effectively, you can run them together. Tom, I'm not familiar with all those things. I'm so new to Apple and this iPad now, it's scary. I'm an old Android guy, so this is freaking dangerous territory for me right now. I'm really learning a lot now. Yeah, exactly, Scotsman. It just makes life so much easier. And you know what? Let's look at this. Let me show you something else. I've integrated my Navigraph in here, so I can see everything I want. Typically, we want to know what is the runway heading, right? So we can actually go 133 degrees. Okay, that's one thing that we need to know. What else do we want to know from here? Just move this thing out of the way, get it aligned again. We want the runway, then we want to see, help me out here, what else do we want to see? Let's go to the flight plan. Let's get the flight plan. So there is our weather that we can look at. Then we can actually click on view the OFP. There you go. It's all integrated in here. And you've got everything at the touch of your fingers. Again, we want to have the 64.2. We've got that, so we can maybe just go there. Gross weight, 64.2. All right. I believe every time you close it and reopen it, or at the closing point, it actually saves what you wrote. So we'll do that a few times. And then what else do we want? We want to see 3038. We want the 30.38. altimeter. You know,
Nico, you might want to point out that you're using possibly certain features of some of the Pro version.
Yeah, you see that I wouldn't know. Mac is right. I've obviously got, you know, access to the full license. I'm not sure what the actual, you know, if you buy the Zebo deck for $6.99 or $7, you know, what you will get compared to what I have. So I'm just showing you. Then you can tell me later.
To the website, you can see differences, but there are certain choices in the scratch pad that aren't available in the basic version.
Okay. The one thing I did forget was my reserves. I need to know what my reserves are. My reserves is 2.4. We're going to need that. We also want to know the flight level. Flight level is 310. Alright, so you see now, come on, be gone with you, man. Okay, so now we've got basically everything that we need to actually start setting up the system. You know, so we know what our departure would be is 13 right, Curlo 6. Let's go have a look. So departure is 13 right, Curlo 6. Yeah, perfect. We don't even have to change that. Let's go to our arrival. Why is this thing doing that? Lock the panel. Okay, let's look at the arrival. We want to D31 and it's RNAV Zulu on the runway 31. There is no star. So RNAV Zulu on 31. RNAV Zulu, is that it? RNAV Zulu. Oh, is there skids? That's our transition. Execute legs. See, now, hello Christer. Excellent, Tom. I'm glad. Yeah, I see Anna's responsible for the what's his name? I don't use runway slope and I don't use the airport elevation for takeoff at all, Scotsman. That's old stories, you know. If you're using the OPT and you're using the SEL, that takes care of all of those things for you, just for your information. What do you mean a native app? Jacob, it was developed by Michele and his team, and he's been on stream with me a few times now, but it runs on iOS on the tablets. That's all I can tell you. The rest you're going to have to ask him. Goeienaand, Gilbert. You're welcome. Hello, Marius. Okay, so let's look at the steps. Let's have a look. See, here's our steps. You see, now you can click with your finger and follow your steps. Woo! That looks good. Alright, so that's perfect. Route. Perf init. Alright, so let's request this. We load it. Alright, and then you can see the reserves is 2.4. We made our note there. We know we want to be on 310, so we verify the altitude's 310, and now we can go through. Alright, let's look back at this guy. Alright, so we have got the takeoff is going to be on 22k, so we can switch that on now. Oh, let me show you. Alright, so here you go, 22k. We know that we want 44 as assumed temperature. There you go. Right, and that gives us 87.7 in the Zibomod and 87.4 in the OPT. I've never had it that far off, but anyway. That's an interesting query for Yeri, that one. Alright, well, we did what we needed to do, and then we're going to go flaps 5.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross check and all call.
Right, so trim is 5.75, so let's go back quickly. Our CG is 20.8. Alright, calculate. Go back. See, now it's better, 5.74. And the actual trim in the FMC is 5.75. So this is 0.1 that it's out. Okay. Alright, so 140, 140.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
143, so we're out by 1 on that. He's getting closer. Scotsman, you'll have to recalculate it for the current specs because things change. Oh, and you know what else changed? We didn't change this. This is now 30.38. That's also going to affect it. Calculate. Alright, so 44. Yeah, see, it's changed quite a bit now just by changing the actual QNH. We're out by only 1 now. Okay. Alright, we're getting closer. I'm happy. At least we can see what we're doing. Alright. Let's see, what else must we do here? Start APU.
Okay, that. Starting APU. Waiting for APU start.
Thank you, Linda. Correct, Christer. And we want to be on 133, yes. Interesting. Alright, okay, I can flick all these switches from the iPad, but we're just going to quickly run through them, get going. I believe it was raining at Corpus Christi earlier as well. In the METAR it had rained, so we shall prepare appropriately.
Speed brake up.
No man, that's not what I wanted to say.
Trim up.
Yes. Okay, and the nice thing now with this thing is I can actually
ground the cockpit, toes driving up.
Call the tow truck just with a button on the screen. Yeah, here comes the tow truck. Right, so we can get rid of that one, that one.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
There you go. Scotsman, you can be my co-pilot if we end up in that weather, okay? Before start procedure.
Before start procedure. Before start procedure complete. Ready for before start checklist.
I suppose we need to now plan what we're going to do.
Grounded cockpit, show me where you want to go.
That's a bloody good question. Give me a second. Something like this, I suppose. No. No, he wants something like this.
So connected, bypass pin inserted. Release the parking brake.
And push.
Starting pushback, go ahead, start the engines.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
Yeah, I noticed even the real world guys changed the runway. We were first set on, I think, 36, and then they moved us to 31. And then I saw that the situation with the crosswinds were there, and then I just left it. Hello, EW. Are you okay, EW? I haven't spoken to you in many years. Many months, at least.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine. (25N2).
Yeah, I understand.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure complete.
Thank you, Linda. I'm going to quickly help you there.
Ready for before taxi procedure.
Yeah, let this poor guy just finish.
Operation complete, set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow, stand by.
Before taxi procedure.
Before taxi procedure.
I've just asked
So
Gary there about the
bypass pin's been removed. Hand signal on the left. She's all yours, Captain.
about that
Before
22K.
taxi procedure complete.
Okay.
I am ready for before taxi checklist.
Thank you, there you go. Alright, brakes off, let's go. How's it, Andrew?
Taxi lights on.
Andrew, I saw you were flying late last night, eh? I had a quick look at the IVO map and I saw you were doing a flight there. I haven't had much time to check this new X-plane, to be honest. My wife was in hospital Thursday, Friday, yesterday. She came home this morning. It's been a bit of a hectic situation, you know. So anyway, she's okay. She's sleeping, resting, and that's why I'm flying now a little bit. Got a break. Gotcha. Long haul tour. Yeah, if I didn't call this tow truck guy, I would have struggled, I'm sure. I mean, he's doing a bit of a zigzag here, eh?
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for takeoff.
Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure complete. Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light, detent.
Flaps 5 set, green light, detent. Stabilizer trim. Weather looks great for landing. 5-7 units set. Transponder. TARA set. Before takeoff checklist complete.
She's tried sarcasm there.
Runway 13 right confirm.
On runway.
I am ready for takeoff.
Right.
Stabilized.
Takeoff.
AI model off. Let's enjoy the calm before takeoff.
take off.
Set time.
I did.
Takeoff thrust set.
Not listening.
80 knots. Throttle hold.
Crap. Now I can't see. Where's my aircraft? You guys will never believe what happened to me just now. I don't know if you saw it on screen. The iPad switched the screen
V1.
off and then I lost
Rotate.
everything on my PC screen. That wasn't fun. Bad timing.
Positive rate.
Oh, wow.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Yeah, that was scary for a second there. Just everything gone.
Didn't disappear on YouTube as far as I could see.
Good. Yeah, let me get it back on.
Acceleration altitude.
It's back. Silly Billy. Oh, my trim is perfectly set for me, Krister. I don't have any issues with the trim. I don't have to adjust it or anything afterwards. You know, it works.
Flaps 1 set.
And flaps up.
Flaps up and set.
This isn't a very long flight, guys, so don't wait too long if you want to go get coffee. Yeah, I'm loving it, Krister. My first flight in H. Feels good. I just changed the iPad to never lock the screen. That was scary. Yes, I never expected that. You know, Krister, when you and I had our chat, I didn't realize it was only like about 5 p.m. In my office, it was dark. When I stood up, went downstairs, and I looked outside, I saw, but there was still a little daylight left. I was totally confused, because in my mind it was late, you know, so...
Flight level 100. Landing lights switches off.
I'm grateful that there was an extra hour in the day then that I can actually do this flight quickly.
Approaching transition. Transition altitude. 1000 to level off.
Nico made a mistake. We were supposed to be on 310. I set it to 35 on the MCP, so we'll adjust the overhead and then we'll just come back a little bit. Oops.
Thousand to level off.
Okay, so I fixed my mistake, and I obviously had the wrong MCP altitude, and it was listening to me. It's just doing what it should, under command. But anyway, I fixed it. We're back at 3-1. That's where we need to be. So overhead set correctly. We're okay. And 145 nautical miles for top of descent.
Service. Once again, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Jorge. That's good, Christer. That is excellent. In about 20 nautical miles, I'll start doing the planning and the descent stuff, you know, so just bear with me. Almost there. No, Domi. Right, okay, I'm going to get this iPad thing on screen for us, flight deck 1, and then you can start setting up and do some calculations and stuff. Right, frequencies. We want a VOR active. Hello. Race. Is this thing talking? No, it looks like it's disconnected. Reconnect. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we want the VOR at the top. We don't care what that is because we're going to use LNAV. So frequencies is set then. Minimas and courses. Minimas. Right, let's do this. It's just so much easier doing it this way. So we have 303. I'm not used to swiping my finger so many times on the tablet yet. There's got to be a quick fix, and once that little calculator thing is fixed, it'll be much easier. Alright, so then CRP 3025 3025. Frequency minimus courses. Yeah. Right, the courses we need to look at is 312. Turn it like that. Oops, it jumped. See if it did that. Yes, I did that. Just not showing you guys, but I'm flipping my finger left, right all over this place, turning this knob. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, and then we want to descend to where? 1200. Slowly, mister, slowly. There you go, 1200. Frequency, minimus courses, that can go. That can go. Then 1.1 needs to come off our weight, so that will be 61.2. Alright, we don't need to worry about the rest, that's all good. Then we go to forecast and request, and I made some notes here that we can use. -1 30.25. So execute. All right. Good. So all of that is set up correctly. Let's go auto brake 3. All right, so we're ready for the descent. I see there is a VOR in that area. Let me go and just set that up. So VOR is 1155. 1155. Man, it's so nice to just click with your fingers on these buttons. So cool. 155. There we go. Got it. Right. We're ready. We are ready.
Nico, I don't know whether it works on the other buttons, but the course button, if you press on it, but then do wider circles without lifting your finger, it goes much faster.
Yes, I saw. It happened to me. It actually happened to me. It jumped considerably, like 100 degrees there at one time. It was fast. I saw that, Mac. It was very fast. I presume the rest will be the same. But that is where I saw it. When I said the course just now, it was crazy.
Yeah, if you do it in small circles, it's slow,
Yeah.
and if you go into big circles, it's fast, yeah. Just a case of getting familiar with the equipment, isn't it?
Ready
Yeah,
for descent
absolutely.
procedure.
Absolutely. The stop of descent showing itself. Nice clouds. EW, I get it from my old trusty old spreadsheet as always. Yeah, this app doesn't give you that as such. Nope. You gotta calculate it. So in my private hangar, that old original little spreadsheet, it's still lying there. I'm still using it every flight. Nice clouds, Mac?
The weather I've seen in the last few days in both X-Plane and 2024, I think is getting close to realistic.
What is that ATM thing called again? Assumed temperature management or what? Assumed temperature what? Heck?
Got me.
Look it up again. Stupid ChatGPT. I love the layering in the clouds now. It's really nice. Excellent, EW. Yeah, it's nice when they get it so close now. Hello, Wycliffe. No problem. The first 5 or 10 minutes is just a big thing. I can quickly tell you, Zebo synced the takeoff performance calculator with Yeri's latest version of his software. So we've picked up on 1 or 2 queries that I've sent through to them. So they need to look at it.
Approach top of descent.
But it's getting really nice. It really works nice, and you can see a whole bunch of stuff. And this is the latest edition, so you can switch between the full and the assumed temperature mode, you know. So
Assume temperature method.
All right, okay. Here you go. Yeah. No, exactly. That is the whole aim of this Zebo. Then obviously I've been working with Flight Deck 1, you know. Wycliffe, do you have Flight Deck 1? Do you have an iPad? Have you seen it? There's my iPad. That's part of Flight Deck 1. It's much more than just the FMC, but have you seen that? Vroom, vroom, there we go. Chris tried to do it through Wi-Fi. No, the way of doing that is through a third-party program called Reflector. I'm using what they call Reflector, and that is what is allowing me to cast my iPad screen onto the PC and then allowing me to pick it up on my broadcasting software. I cannot physically manipulate, yes, Reflector. It's version 4. So if you search for it, Reflector 4, search for that. I cannot manipulate the iPad from the PC. It's literally just casting, you know, the image. There's no control from the PC side. You have to do everything on the tablet. But it's neat. I mean, it really does a great job, you know, of doing it. And there's different settings you can set. This is the one I find that works best for me. I spoke to Zebo the other day, Mac, about this thing. And I asked him, why can't we set the RNP anymore? Because, I mean, that was a brilliant feature. And as far as I know, you should be able to set it. But I see he hasn't fixed it yet. Well, he hasn't really said that it's broken. He said he'll look at it, but I need to ask him for feedback on it. Because I've just realized the 303 minimums is for RNP 0.14. The minimums for 0.3 is 384. I'm just going to leave it, but I just noticed it. EW, no, there's not at this point in time. The developer said never say never, but at this point in time, no, it's only for the Apple iPads. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just take it up with Zebo because he needs to fix it then. EW, what you can get for Android, obviously, and it works on Apple as well, is Web FMC. You know, then you can have your FMC at least on your Android tablet. That already helps, but this thing is so way much more, way much more on the iPad.
It's the benefit being able to use a touch screen, isn't it, Mika?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm loving pressing buttons instead of getting a mouse to press, you know. It's really a game changer for me.
More realistic, anyway.
Yeah.
Did you answer Krista about how you connected your iPad to the PC? Okay.
Yeah, I told him about the reflector.
Yeah.
Krista, while you are here, we were talking, me and Mac and Michele the other night. You know, you can build your whole sim deck on this thing as well, eh? He showed us. There is plenty of things you can do, and then you can actually, you don't have to buy you know, that sim deck thing that you said that you got, because you can build your own one. Yeah, you can build your own one.
Did ask the question whether it could accept it as a built-in accessory to the iPad, and he said no, not at the moment.
Hello, Alex. Yeah, EW, me too. It's really nice. And a week ago, I didn't even have a tablet, but me and McTrying and Uncle John and Michele, we all clapped together and we got one.
Ready for approach checklist.
At least I can show you guys now on stream. Now you're going to see it a lot more anyway in the future. Windwing FMC set. Yeah, that helps, Alex. That's true, but I don't have it, so for me this is godsend.
Alex, have the Windwing brought out the latest version of the FMC with the combined VNAV functions?
I mean the new version of the FMC?
Yeah.
Don't know. Alex, do you know? EW, I'm an Android guy too, so now I've got an Android tablet and an iPad, and guess what happened? The moment my daughter found out, she came and she annexed my Android tablet and she's loving it. So I'll have to borrow it from her if I want Android back. Alex? Oh, he says it doesn't have the FMC unit.
Okay.
But do you know whether they've brought out the A2 version of the FMC yet that we use in the Zebo? Or is it still just the old Boeing one?
The seatbelt sign has been switched on. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, he says he doesn't know, yeah. Thanks, Alex. Okay. Fair enough. Look at the different colors, hey Mac? Light, dark, grey. A really cool blend of coloring there.
Yes, brilliant.
I'm loving it. Well, the physical unit has got different buttons, Alex, so it can't just be software. They're going to have to, the form factor is different for the buttons and the way it works there, so. Absolutely, Christer. What are you referring to? It is the latest Zebo beta that I got just before the stream. And it is the latest beta of Explain, but I don't think it came out today. It was a day or 2 ago, 3 ago. I got it already.
I take it you're flying through rain.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's my only comment at the moment. You've got nothing on the windscreen, have you?
No, nothing on the radar. Zebo said, because I've been
Flight
talking
level
to him about the
100.
radar as well.
Landing
He said I
light
must
switches
check.
on.
I must check the default aircraft if it shows any weather. But I don't know how to fly the default thing, man. I've got no clue how to fly that default thing.
Okay.
You see now, even if you look at the map, there's
Have you
nothing.
got the weather on? You've got the weather on at the moment, have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But look, I mean, even on the Explain map, there's nothing. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I would have expected some reflection if you've got that much rain.
Yeah. Something. I mean, even Explain doesn't see the weather, so.
That may be the problem.
Yeah, it's an Explain thing. Because what Zebo said to me is he uses the default Explain weather. You know, default Explain weather radar.
I understood that, yeah.
So we need to ask our buddies at Laminar, you know, what's up with the weather radar. Or, alternatively, what's up with the rain when there isn't any radar. Oops, wrong button. Yeah. Why do we have rain here, but there's no report of it? Nothing. Yeah. Tell you what, when they just brought out that weather radar, I fell in love with it. It's a pity it just doesn't work the same anymore. It just, just doesn't.
True.
Doesn't display the same. Doesn't work the same.
Person to ask and talk with is Neil, because he flies in a lot of bad weather, and whether there's a problem with all aircraft.
I don't know, Neil, if you're still there, tell us a little bit, buddy.
What's the temperature outside, Nico? Can you hear me, Nico?
Yeah, Mac, I answered you, but I realized now I'm muted. The temperature is 14. 14 C.
Okay.
Yes, it is. That is his voice.
Unfortunately, yes, my voice is deteriorating.
Mac.
Yeah.
You know the Flower of Scotland?
Yes.
Come on, sing for us. Let's hear it.
No, I don't know it. I couldn't sing it.
No, I'm just checking. Okay. Christer said you must sing, so I thought maybe that will be the one you try.
No. Yes, I don't have a squeaky voice anymore.
No. Right, we're getting closer and closer and closer. There you go, EW. I love the bagpipes. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
EW plays them. You must hear. It is beautiful.
Echoing through the valleys, brilliant.
Yeah.
Or in castle walls or anywhere where it can echo.
Yeah. it is, eh?
I will change the mic in Discord for a minute just to see if it does change anything.
Okay. I must just look in the right direction. There you can see the ground at least.
Radio altimeter.
EW, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you. I thought that we were done with it already, and then Zebo gave us this new test today. So I'm not sure. I mean, if Zebo, if you're watching, don't you just want to tell us? Or you know, he might surprise us afterwards, and he just releases it because he watched the video and he's happy. You know, I don't know. He hasn't
Mind
said
you,
anything.
1000 to level
You've
off.
got a couple of things you've pointed out that would have to change before it's released.
Yeah, but you know him sometimes, you know, he'll release
Yeah.
another one later, you know. We'll see what happens.
For those that are interested, I've just turned off all processing in my mic.
It actually sounds a bit clearer, Mac.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it does sound better.
Hello there.
Ah,
Mr. Gary.
Gary, you're the man who pointed out. Have you just looked in the OPT room?
Yes.
The 22K thing.
To a what? Sorry, I missed that.
22K thing. When it goes from ATM to full, it still remains at 22K. That doesn't sound right. Full should be 26K, should it not?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they sort that out, though, Gary, the other day?
Yeah, JBrik put a fix into the app and the plugin that fixed that.
It seems
Well,
to be back.
Yes.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing. Ready for landing checklist.
Okay,
that would
unless there's kind of being a misunderstanding, whereas I can see from your two screenshots, Nico, that yours is obviously an assumed temperature on 22K and a full on 22K.
But it shouldn't be.
You,
But it shouldn't
no.
be. No, it shouldn't be.
I'm gonna load it up here and have a try.
You were impressed with it the other day, weren't you?
500.
Oh, very impressed.
Clear
yeah,
to
yeah, it
land
was
runway
really good.
31.
Yeah, purposely done a short field takeoff in San Diego, fully laden, just to see how it was giving me the V1 and the clearance over the opposite end of the runway, the mask height that you need to clear, 50 feet at the opposite end of the runway, and looking pretty spot on to me.
Minimum.
Question. Does your airline allow flap one takeoffs or not?
We don't use flap one takeoff now.
50,
So is that an option in your aircraft or not?
20, 10,
Yeah, I mean they can do it, but
Reverse
They can
I
unlock.
didn't know whether it
Break up.
was the OPT would show
Auto
it
brake in
as-
use.
oh, it will show it, but they just don't use it.
Yeah,
Stabilized.
Fair enough. I didn't know whether we needed to put an option in the software somewhere,
60 knots.
because presumably...
No, I think the software should be
Yeah.
left as it is, because that's how
Great
it
landing.
fair enough.
operates in real
You are
life. yeah.
professional.
Yeah, no, I didn't know whether, like, your airline modified the OPT so it never gave a 1 degree option.
Thank you, Christer.
I'll have to look into that actually, Mark.
Thank you, if you can.
I
will do. Back to work on Friday.
You're welcome, EW. I've noticed something. This is the second time. I'm thinking this little switch that activates my reverse thruster on the right-hand throttle is busy giving up the ghost because it got stuck now again. Remember how I spun out there in the Canary Islands?
Yes.
Because I didn't pay attention. This time I paid attention and I saw it got stuck. You can rewind, you'll see the right engine was stuck on reversers. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure.
Because the throttle hadn't gone completely back to the idle position?
Mac, I move both of them simultaneously forever and ever. Look, and it goes out of sync. It's like the one takes it and then it doesn't, and then see, then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what else to say. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies when I think about this stupid, controller giving up the ghost. Stupid.
But that's what I was thinking about reverse. It's maybe more of the throttle lever causing the problem than
well, the throttle lever goes down all the way. It can't go any further. So the only thing then there at the bottom is the stupid switch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The switch or the pot anyway. Yeah.
Hello, Rodrigo. Yeah, greetings to you too. Alright, okay, so let's see, where are we at? Let's just go check. Right. Maybe if I spray that electrical cleaner right into it, it might clean it as well a little bit. Start APU.
Okay, starting APU. Waiting for APU start.
Yeah, I'm glad I did this flight. Got my fix in. Apologies to everybody that didn't know what happened and the way it happened, but my wife was in hospital, so she's back home, she's okay. And then that just screwed up my whole planning since Thursday, and then I realized yesterday morning I was not going to make yesterday morning's flight, so apologies for that. At least we got one in now. Next Saturday should be fine. I don't know of any reason it won't be, so let's hope it is. Mac, that mic is...
look after your patient first.
Of course. Mac, that mic's very close to your nose, Your heavy breathing in the nose or something is on that mic.
I tried to bring it close to my mouth so that the voice was clearer. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Don't worry too much about it, I'm just saying. So there we go, we are almost here. Yeah, real live streaming on the internet. You know what, I get so upset when the real world interferes with my virtual world, but sometimes I just gotta shut up and do what I need to do, man. I'm gonna take a shortcut right here somewhere. I'm not even gonna go further, I'm just gonna park right here. We'll get the bus to get the people. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure having you here and sharing a little bit of the Zebo news. And then, we'll let you guys when this know when the other thing is ready and when this fix is available to you guys. I must have a blessed week and enjoy yourselves, guys.
Well, thank you very much for the stream, Nika.
Yeah, you're welcome. Righto, cheerio everybody. Bye-bye.
Ready for shutdown procedure.